And I'm Stefan.
And today we're going to be talking about the 2015 slate. They are, what's your biggest films for 2015?
Well, I don't want to start with the biggest film of 2015, which everyone can readily guess what that is. But I want to talk about the films that I'm really excited for, which is, I mean, just going from sort of semi-chronologically as much as I can. I'm excited for Kingsman.
Yeah,
I didn't think I would be.
I think it's the underdog of the year.
I didn't think I would be, but I think I am. Yeah.
And it's Mark Hamill in it as well. That's cool to see. Yeah, Mark Hamill's in it.
Oh my gosh.
It's cool to see. I'm all about Mark Hamill coming back to the big screen.
Is he in that?
He is in it.
I don't believe it.
It's going to be great. And it's coming out at a period of the year where usually nothing comes out.
Well, it's coming out at a time where it's sort of counterproductive sort of programming, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be surrounded by Oscar bait.
Yeah.
Or coming out at the same time is Inherent Vice, which is the new Paul Thomas Anderson
That was
film.
cool.
It looks good, so I'm really...
It's cool to see Joaquin Phoenix doing something that doesn't make me hate him as well.
Yes.
But, big ones for me are obviously Star Wars. We'll come on to that in a second.
Yeah,
Star Wars is the biggie. Jurassic World for me is like out of the big ones. If I was to pick three out of the big ones that are coming out, it would be Star Wars, Jurassic World, and Mad Max.
Yeah.
I'm so psyched about Mad Max. I've watched the trailer about 400 times. The trailer is amazing, and George Miller genuinely looks like he knows what he's doing as well.
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of a little bit out of practice on Mad Max, it seems like this is the most Mad Max looking movie out of all of them.
The three big films of the year are Jurassic World, Star Wars, Age of Ultron as well. But I'd say that I'm not too wild about Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I'm not actually that psyched about it either.
No,
I think in a post Guardians of the Galaxy world, I'm kind of done with the main Avengers lineup, and I think Guardians of the Galaxy was such a fresher view of it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I want now. I certainly don't want a Thor solo movie.
You're getting one.
I know, I'm getting Ragnarok. I just don't want that. I think Civil War might be quite interesting.
I'm excited for Civil War.
Yeah.
I'm not so much excited for Age of Ultron.
And I think Black Panther is quite a cool idea. I think that's very, very fresh.
And it'll be really interesting to see how they do that.
Doctor Strange, I think it's going to be terrible. Just throw it out there.
I think that's a really difficult film to get right.
It's going to be silly.
I don't have much faith in that.
I didn't really know much about Doctor Strange, so I watched the animated movie on Netflix.
Okay.
So I did a lot of research.
Yeah.
I watched one movie.
And is that like an origin story?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it tells the origin, which is kind of like Batman Begins with magic, essentially.
Okay.
Same vibe. Well, kind of like
it's
kind of like Iron Man, Batman Begins, and magic.
Okay.
Is what it is, because essentially, if you know the story of Doctor Strange.
Not really. He's like he gets this power from the Sorcerer Supreme. I don't understand.
Basically, in a nutshell, he's a big fancy surgeon.
Yeah.
Who only cares about money and himself and all this. And he's in a car accident. He's in a car accident and he breaks his hand, so he can't play the piano anymore or do surgery. And so he spends all of his money on every sort of treatment to try and fix his hands. And it gets to the point where he starts doing anything. He goes to all these strange psychic things to try and fix his hands.
Yeah.
And he ends up going to like a weird Chinese man called the Ancient One.
Yeah.
Who actually does turn out to be magic. And he trains him and he eventually becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. Apart from that, it's basically like a Thor-esque fantasy with magic type fighting thing.
You described it. I actually quite like the sound of it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. The only thing that kind of stood out to me in the animated movie that didn't work is the stakes are kind of difficult to understand, because his power is basically determined by how much he can tense his face.
Oh, right.
Like, he just tries a bit harder and does more magic. Like, there's no point when I just think, what's his weakness? I don't understand. Like,
where's the drawback to this guy?
Like, he's done that and it wasn't enough, so now he's done like that and that's enough. Like, I just don't think that's going to work in a movie. I mean, Iron Man, he seemingly has unlimited power, but his suit does break.
Yeah.
And that's where the stakes come in. His suit breaks.
Yeah.
Whereas Doctor Strange, it doesn't. He just kind of shoots things and tenses more.
Yeah.
So that's where it's not going to work for me. The other ones that I'm kind of minorly excited about are Chappie.
Really?
Neil Blomkamp's one. Because he's a good director. He's kind of a safe director. Elysium was okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
Elysium's great, but it's not as good as District 9. And it will always be that film that's not quite as good as District 9.
It's always going to be that, isn't it?
Yeah.
District 9, that was such an incredible experience to watch that film.
Yeah, and I kind of felt that with Duncan Jones's Source Code. Although I love Quantum Leap, it did feel like it's just not as good as Moon.
Yeah, well, Moon's an exception.
Moon is great.
And Source Code, he's a director for hire on Source Code.
Yeah.
It's not the passion project that I think Moon is. We need to talk about Star Wars.
Well, what can we say that hasn't already been said?
I know, but this was a film that, before they released that trailer, I was prepared to be quite ambivalent about the new Star Wars, because I wasn't a huge fan of the original series.
J.J. Abrams has his ups and downs.
Yeah, I generally like Super 8.
He's generally safe.
Yeah,
he's not necessarily like world changing.
I like J.J. Abrams. But yeah, I'm now really enthused about that. Yeah. I just think that was such a great trailer.
I think it's a great trailer, and it really made me feel like it was 1999 and I was watching the Phantom Menace teaser again.
Yeah.
Because it is that level of epicness.
Wipe them out.
All of them, yeah. Star Wars is going to be great. I'm almost certain it's going to be great, whatever it is. I think there'll be a huge backlash from the internet in this kind of post-Phantom Menace age of we hate everything immediately. I think a lot of people will immediately hate it regardless of what it is. I think it's difficult to go in with a mind that hasn't seen the prequels.
Yeah, I think that's true, but for me, the prequels, they're so different from the original series, you can sort of just forget them.
Yeah.
They don't really matter. This is following on from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, we cut out the Ewoks, it's all fine.
Yeah. I think what I'm saying is, before Phantom Menace came out, we were crazy excited about new Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And now that it's post prequels, we kind of have this kind of skeptical vibe.
Yeah.
But I think I've just about got past that. I think I'm now back to just being crazy excited for more Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think it really helps that the original cast are in it as well, and it's going to feel a lot more like a Star Wars movie.
I can't say
what we perceive as a Star Wars movie. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, then give us a like and subscribe.
We release these videos regularly, and you can find out when the next one's out by subscribing or follow us on Twitter.
That's right, and if you want to throw your 2 cents in about the topics we've been talking about, leave a comment in the box below or send us some abuse on Twitter.
Super.
Toodaloo.
Bye.